Here we go, guys. Fire in the hole. So I got all these mots apart. I still have the 3 with both still stuck. Not stuck, but just together. The rest I took apart. I still have the high voltage side on all these. Wow, that'll be great to use down the road. And then these are beautiful to have for you guys who do experiment. And these are laminated bars. If you look at how many laminates there are there, quite a few. And solid bars, I can strip them, make it individual. Oh, magnets love these things. Love them, love them, love them. Great things to have. Let's come over here. I want to show you guys something that I thought that I need to tell my fellow YouTubers, because you guys are my experimenting friends. Love your comments. Leave your comments. Make sure you leave comments. I don't care if they're good, bad, mediocre, senseless. Especially my kumrods out there. My kumbadis. Who's my kumbadis? I got lots of them. Got all these things here. Now, why do I have a damn weight out? Because I was taking these apart, I noticed this is light, like almost like Rice Krispies light. This is light, like Rice Krispies light. This is light, like Rice Krispies light. This is light, like Rice Krispies light. This, holy shit! It's got to be 3 times as heavy as these. How can this be? Why is one mod out of all these mods? Well, I got 3 still have primaries, but what's going on? So let's pull it apart, guys. So count the turns. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 solid turns on that. Let's go to this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 solid turns. Let's put this on the scale. 6.5. Let's put this on the scale. 0.8. Holy cannoli. I want this to be my mod. You know why? It ain't overheating. It's going to always run. And when you work it too much, it overheats. There's one. So what was that again? That was a pound 0.8. And that one was what? 6.5. That's not 6.5 pounds. 6.5 ounces, guys. This also, 5.5 ounces. How do we get resonancy with inconsistency? 7.1. How do they find a resonance? There ain't no resonance. They're close to resonance. 5.2. They're close to resonance, but they're not equal. So I guess my quest for right now is I want to show you guys something where this setup is a 1908 patent. It's obviously been outdated and obviously does not apply till today. And doesn't apply today until today is what I meant to say. Because here, why am I switching these out? We've got cores. I got 100, what do we see? 130 volts. I didn't check the current. It could be fake. In DC, in AC, I had like, in DC, I had 80 to 100 volts. And then AC, I had 120 to 140 volts. So it does make sense why the difference is there. But, because there's loss in DC versus AC. But, why? Well, we have to start here. We have to start with field lines. Okay? Longitudinal waves, transverse waves. But we'll start with field lines right now. Magnetic field lines. You know what? Let's just go ahead and the research I've done on this being a north or south, that being a north, there's a magnetic field in between this, okay? Right here is going to show you more so of where the field lines run. So visualize the core as a pole and a pole. So you'll have your reaching out all the way around this core. And truthfully, that's what we have here. Even though here you have a core and you got a pole and a pole, so this right here becomes what that is, okay? But what I'm doing is I'm focusing the field in between these coils. So what happens between these coils is one is the south and one becomes the north. So in here, this also develops, okay? So these right here that you see around would be cut lines, magnetic cut lines, okay? Let's look at what I had up here. By the way, it worked. It showed me that this is going to work. It does work. So now I can modify it because I'm way smarter than somebody in 1908. I mean, yeah, by far. No discount people from 1908 not being smarter than me. But what I'm saying is this patent, way out of patent, becomes something significant in the future. So here you go. You got your one pole and another pole. And say if that is the south pole and that's the north pole down bottom, you got a coil in the middle, you're magnetizing the center core, and all of a sudden the variation starts in those two coils. This starts to put out and then change as well. But the problem is the cut lines are having issues. You got saturation. You shouldn't have iron in there. So here's the cut lines. So let's look at the cut lines. Here's your one pole. Here's your other pole. So if this is the south pole, this is going to be the north pole. And if that's the north pole, that's going to be the south pole down bottom. And then there's your field lines. So now, before you could look at the field line, I'm running, you got to run 90 degrees off your field line. So here you go. So I'm turning horizontally going down. So in this representation here, you can see I'm not cutting the field lines. I am cutting the field lines from the center core that comes right out. That's right on it. But look at the field lines around the outside of it. I'm losing a lot of energy. So if you look at the field lines now, this being center core, now we have the reason why you would use square coils is because this is in differential from this one, and then this one, and then this one. So the field lines that come out from that coil to that coil, that being south, that being north, you're going to have these field lines cutting. And some are weaker and some are stronger along that pathway. Okay? So that's why these alterations I'm going to make to the system is going to not only provide strong current, but it's also going to provide enough power for itself to operate. And the second fold to this is Mr. 2N3055, which I have a lot around, and they are in bags because I'm used to blowing them out for making slayers. So with the 2N3055, we're going to set up 7 of these, one representing each field, along with its resistance. And we're going to check this system out versus what I just had. Great coils, 1,000 turns each one, a lot of resistance. I didn't check the resistance on here, but I don't want resistance in the center as the pickup. This needs to be a longitudinal wave here. So basically what this wave right here is representing a longitudinal wave. So we're going to combine a transverse wave and a longitudinal wave, and that's what I'm designing here. So your bang, 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 resistance flopping the polarity becomes your transverse wave, okay? So there's your 90-degree angle difference between magnetic and electric. And then here you have your longitudinal, because this going through is going to be a shock wave pulse that coincides through here. And the shock wave pulse is going to be my definition of a longitudinal, which basically runs not only the wave but the current along with each other. So it's bringing both down the road, and that's what we're going to use as a collector here. The transistors are going to be timed. Instead, we're going to get rid of the old-timey stuff, and we're going to use the transistors, and we're going to not only pulse through the center, but we're going to be sine waving pulse through the outside, difference in pressures. As the pressure builds up in the system, it will no longer need outside power, is what I'm getting at, guys. It will use its own power that it's making. I'm going to set it up in a Tesla-like feedback way, to where it feeds back itself and self-ignites itself, so it's going to continue to progress. It's a progression of energy versus a energy that basically, in order for it to run, needs more. So it's not going to be a consuming. I'm calling this software. It's not hardware. That's hardware. Software, it's going to be not a consumer more than it needs to be, because at the beginning it'll consume energy to get the cycles going. But once the half cycle is completed, the back half cycle feeds back the system, and then the system will continue, and it'll be a shock wave. Hope you guys enjoyed my video. Hope you enjoy the learning phases that I'm going through as I somehow fall into this realm of wanting to create energy. Why do I want to create it? I don't know. It's all around. I got to give a shout out to my boy Terry Woodruff. Terry, I'd love to talk to you one day. Number's 904-366-9997. Please drop me a phone line. I like to chat, man. I just love to chat. Anyway, you guys, how I got into this, looking for energy, developing energy, and making energy, I don't know. It's just there. It's just a drive. I'm a hard worker. I work, support a family, and I find time to do this stuff. Where does it all come from? It comes from you guys. You guys keep me going. You give me the energy, the look above and beyond where I'm at. And I like to look back at like Terry Woodruff's videos, or Ryan from Abrams Labs videos. True garage type hardcore developer guys that just got sucked in like I did. And I'd like to give a shout out to Scott Russell from Made by One Man. These are just individuals that I know that are building stuff, and as well as just advancing themselves. Because I could look at their history of videos, and I can look where they started and how they got into stuff, and then also how they progressed, how they learned. And you can just look at the video changes. So I give a shout out to you guys. I give kudos out to you guys. My hat's off. And there's many more. Tesla Explorer. Oh geez, come on. There's too many to mention. So if I didn't say your name, don't be offended. It's just that these guys that I mentioned seem to be in the circle who I'm used to leaving comments. And the other guys that leave comments, I love your work too, guys. You send me videos. My boy out there, Clay from AAA Clay, Adam from Globulster, I guess it's called, Exhibits. Geez, you know, I can just go on and on and on. You got Tesla Art, you got Tesla Explorer, you got Deeds, you got on and on and on, guys. I'm being lost for words here. But you get the point. And this here is the machine that I'm building. I'm not saying it's free energy, because guess what? Free energy to me is energy is free. It's all around us. Just like Terry said. Terry made a great comment on my last video, or 2 videos ago. It's free. Just we happen to pay for it because our usage is more than we can get free. So let's figure out how to get it. And this is one way of a motionless system that doesn't need rotation. Right now, it's turning in from a old patent into a solid state system that's going to allow a transverse and a longitudinal wave exist with each other and allow energy to flow free through the system after the system's been turned on. Because the back EMF everybody talks about wants to use it to run something. No, you don't use it to run something. You use it to redo what its effect was in the beginning. So it's continuous, it's perpetual. Guys, leave your comments. Hate to take up all your time, but I hope you enjoy everything. This is some cool stuff I have going here, and I got some more stuff. You guys are going to be blown away. I got a 40 coil array coming from a Samsung washing machine brake system that they have to stop the drums and start the drums. The coil array around there. I'm kind of interested in high voltage along with high frequency. Well, low voltage, high frequency. I said it wrong. So putting low voltage in there with high frequency, stuff I learned from Tesla. And obviously, you see, if anybody watches Gerard Morin, he has videos out there on the system. But I you know, to be honest, I trust nobody. Only myself. So, not saying I don't love you guys, but if you're saying it, I got to redo it. And peace out, my brothers. Long live Ed Leedskalnin.